Chanel. What's up, Chanel? How you been? Be going live just a second here. What's up, guys and girls? This is Big Dru. This is Titan Lifestyle. I do this every Friday at 2 p.m. Today I'm going to talk about therapy of the week. I'm going to talk about some Titan events, and I'm going to talk about a topic that you guys or girls pick out today. Every week I do special topics. I usually pick two out, whether it's current events, anything I pick out. But this week I'm actually going to go off of one of the questions I get. Last week the Q&A went so well that today I'm going to dedicate the show to only Q&A, and what I'm going to do is, say if someone says, what's the best way to lose weight without eating carbs or something like that, I'm going to tell you guys how to do it. So the best question is the topic for the day. First of all, we want to get a shout out. Shout out to Eva's on here. Shout out to Erica Jasmine. Shout out to M. Navarro's on here. Jice Jeffrey. A lot of people joining in right now. If you're joining in, where are you guys tuning in from? What city, state, or country? If you're from another country, put your flag up, and I'll give you guys a shout out as well with your flag. But this is Titan Lifestyle. This is what we do. We're going to jump into therapy of the week real quick, because therapy of the week is always where it's at. This therapy of the week is another fat burner for you guys and girls. When I say guys, I mean everybody, so I don't want people saying, how come you're always saying guys, girls? But guys, girls, pretty much everybody. But the therapy of the week is AOD 9604. What is AOD 9604? It is a fat burner. Strictly a fat burner. It's not going to get you stronger. It's not going to give you energy. It's strictly a fat burner. So what is it going to do? It's going to make you burn fat. It actually burns fat. It doesn't just give you energy. It doesn't just suppress your appetite. A lot of products out there right now, what they do is they give you energy and they suppress your appetite. It's like, yeah, this is a fat burner. Not really. It's just altering your mind to try to make you lose the fat. This is scientifically proven to actually burn the fat on your body. It's an injectable, and it could also be, you guys could also get it in a capsule form as well. So a lot of people are afraid of needles. A lot of people aren't sure how to inject. If you want to go the oral route, we can make that compounded into a capsule for you, so it's a lot easier to take the capsule. Again, injectables are always the safest and most effective way to go. It doesn't have to pass through your system. It doesn't have to go through your stomach. You're not worrying about excreting anything out, whether it's through sweat or urine. So every last milligram, microgram, unit, whatever it is, when you take an injectable, you get all of it. You don't lose any of it. So it's not only more effective, you're actually going to be saving money because you're not going to be losing anything going the injectable route. Jice Jeffrey says, coming to you from Chicago. What's up, Chi-Town in the house? We got Chi-Town in the house. Chicago, I don't think you guys were affected by the storms at all, the hurricanes and stuff like that. Down here, we're hit. I was good. My area is good. A lot of places are flooded right now. So thoughts, prayers go out to everyone who lost. God forbid if you guys lost someone, that's terrible. But I know a lot of people are out of power. Pretty much everybody I talked to today in my area of Tampa, well, not my area, but in Tampa, doesn't have power. So luckily I didn't lose power. I'm still good. Everything's dry. I'm in a high rise. I'm way above the city, so I don't have to worry about being flooded. So, but again, I know Tico, the company over here, the electric company, I know they're working hard to get people's electricity back up, and I guess people are just sitting around waiting. So that kind of sucks having no AC. Best thing about having no AC this time of year, especially here in Florida, is we're getting a little bit of a cold front, so it's not as hot at night. But if this would have happened in the summertime when it's like 100 degrees with humidity, having no AC would be terrible. So good thing is, one of the good things out of this is at least it's, you can open your windows, get some fresh air coming in. The northerners might think it's hot, but in Florida for us, it's kind of cool right now. What's up to York, Pennsylvania? We got York, Pennsylvania in the house. Josh is giving me shout outs. Again, we got Chicago. Any experiments with fragment 176-91? No, I have not used that. We don't have that here at Titan, so I haven't used any of it. So I couldn't give you good feedback, bad feedback, any feedback. Yeah. What would be the theoretical limitations of simulation, and could we detect them in our reality? It's kind of a complex question. I'm not sure if we'd be able to detect them in reality because lately everything seems simulated. Everything is nowadays. Everything is like you don't even have to think anymore. Like if you have a question, you ask Google. If you need corrections, you ask the maps. If you need this, you don't have to think. You don't have to learn. You don't have to remember anymore. You could just kind of Google stuff. Um, Shout out to Omar. Omar said, I thought it was Kimbo Slice. I get that every day. As soon as I grew my beard out, everyone was like, Kimbo, Kimbo, Kimbo. So shout out to Kimbo, RIP Kimbo as well. Daniel James says he used it and it didn't do anything. I think he's talking about Tank 13 asking about the fragment 176-191. He's saying he used it and it didn't do anything. So that's one of your answers right there. I'm not even really sure what it does, but apparently someone used it and didn't do anything. Another thing too is if you're getting these peptides from research places where you could order online and it's like a liquid, and it says for research purposes only, you don't need a prescription, you just kind of go on there and order it, chances are it's no good. And that batch might be good, but the next batch might be bad. If you go on those websites and you see where it says like buy one, get two free, chances are they had a bad batch and they're just trying to get rid of it. Now, when you go through a license, a pharmacy, or you go through a medical provider, everything has to be tested. Everything is regulated. So there's no good batch or bad batch. Everything is the same. And again, you're guaranteed what you're getting is what it says it is. So sometimes people order from those websites like, yeah, it worked. Sometimes it doesn't. And again, you don't even know if what you're getting is actually what it says it is. So, I mean, if you're getting something to build muscle, they could have one product and put it in 6 different labels and sell it as different things. So you don't really know exactly what you're getting. It may make you add muscle, but could have other issues too. Someone on here said mom lost power. She's in Melbourne. Melbourne's a little bit outside of Tampa, but yeah, prayers go out to everywhere. Shout out to Roman's Law for putting that out there. Who's out of power right now? Anybody out of power? Is anybody watching me from their phone because their power is out? One thing too is I see a lot of people are getting now is the wireless chargers, like the power banks. I was getting all these in my feeds. I don't know the algorithm or what, but I was getting a whole bunch of them. It's like $500. It's like a power box. And it has every outlet you could think of, and it lasts for days. And it's solar powered. I think people down here in Florida, if you're in a hurricane area, or if you've been flooded or affected before, I would definitely recommend getting one of those power boxes, just so you could have it. If your power goes out, you plug that up. I've seen ones that have outlets where you could literally plug almost like a washer and dryer. Like it has the outlet for everything. Rob Perry Jr. says, power is out everywhere. Not good. Rob Perry, where are you at? What location? Like what area? I mean, obviously not your address, but are you in Tampa? Are you in Florida? Where are you at? I know downtown Tampa, my area is pretty good. I haven't heard of anybody losing power. Not here in the city anyways. I mean, we're good here at Titan Medical. We're in Channelside Drive here at Titan Medical. So we're good here. Powers here is good. Every in this area is good. But it seems like everywhere else besides in the city has lost power and flooding as well. So it was just a regular night for me. I just put my blinds up, watched some TV, fell asleep, and woke up, and that was it. I mean, my power was still going. Couple branches and stuff around the neighborhood, but again, I live in the city, so there's not too many trees by me. So luckily, I was good. Tampa, he said he's in Tampa. So yeah, a lot of people are out. A lot of people are out of Tampa right now. Carmela says she likes my beard. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Any other questions on here? Let's get a question. Let's get a good question that I could use for my topic. So anybody's watching right now that has an idea of a topic that they'd like me to talk about, let me know. And if it's something that's acceptable, then I'll talk about it during the show. But other than that, I'm just waiting on you guys, waiting on you girls for questions and topics. Anybody else on here? We got Oscar's on here, Guard's on here, Citrell, I can't pronounce that name, sorry. B. Merv's on here. Chris is acting, where is Titan Medical Center? Titan Medical Center is in Tampa, Florida, and we're located on Channelside Drive, which is downtown near the cruise ship. So the easiest way to say it, to know where we're at, is Tampa, Florida. And once you're in Tampa, Florida, downtown, and then Channelside Drive, right where the cruise ships pull up near the aquarium, we're right there on Channelside, 912 Channelside Drive. Carmela's asking, how many times do I work out? Right now, maybe 4 times a week. I used to go 7 times a week. I used to go every day, and then I did 1 day off for a while. Now I go maybe 4 times a week. I usually go 2 days on, 1 day off, or some days 1 day on, 1 day off. But I try to get my rest. I try to take rest days, where before I would just go 7 days a week for years and years, every day, no days off. But again, I have a fast metabolism. So with that being said, if I go too much, I'll actually lose weight because I can't get in the calories I need to burn every day. So I realized over time, having a fast metabolism and being lean, in order to keep my size and keep my strength and keep my energy and keep my ligaments, I go like 2 days on, some days 2 days off, 2 days on, 1 day off, or every other day. For me, it works better like that. And when you work out like that, you can look forward to working out in the gym too. If you go every day, it's kind of like, oh, I got to go again today. But if you go 2 days on, two days off, you're just thinking about the gym. You can't wait to get back. So it's like when you get there, you're like, I need to kill it. And then another reason you need to kill it is because you know I can't work out for another day, couple days after this. So it kind of like psychs myself out into working out. That'd be a good topic to talk about today. So Carmela, that's the topic. We're going to talk about how many times a week do people work out? Do you guys work out once a week? Do you work out once every 2 weeks? Do you work out once a month? Do you work out twice a week? Everyone has different reasons why they work out. So obviously the reason why you're working out would be number one. If you're trying to gain weight or you're trying to get stronger, then chances are you don't want to max out every day or vice versa. So I think in terms of how many times a week you should work out is depending on a couple things: your metabolism, your diet, your rest time, and your goals. If your goal is to get big and you don't really care about being lean and this and that, you need time off from the gym. You need the time off to eat. You need time to rest and recover to grow. If you're trying to get in shape physically, endurance-wise, if you're a runner, because going to the gym isn't just about, lifting weights. If you're a runner or something like that, you can go for a run every day. Yeah, you can go to the gym. You could stretch. You can run on the treadmill, do your cardio, do whatever. You could do that every day. But if you want to build muscle, lean muscle tissue, it's kind of like scratching a cut. Once you go to the gym, you break the muscle down. Once the muscle is broken down, now you can go eat and then rest. And when you're eating and resting, that's when the muscle is growing during the recovery period. If you go every single day, it doesn't have a chance to recover. Kind of like if you have a cut on your arm and you treat it, say you put some medicine on it. After that, you let it sit and heal. That's when it repairs itself. If you're cutting it, if you're scratching on that cut every single day or scratching the scab every day, it's never going to have a chance to heal. So the muscle is the same way. If you want that muscle to heal and grow, then you have to take time off. Or you have to eat an obscene amount of food. So most people can't take in the calories they need. They can't take in those amount of calories that they need because they're working out so much. So people work out 7 days a week. You need to be eating all the time. I mean, especially if you have a fast metabolism like myself, you need to be eating 6-7 meals every day. You can't cheat on your meals. You can't cheat on your sleep. Now, you can cheat on your meals and sleep to a certain extent if you're not going as much, if growing is what you're trying to do. But again, if you're trying to lose weight, on the other hand, you can go every day. You can just do different things every day. You can do cardio every day. So if you want to grow, you need to take some rest time to grow. And if you want to lose, then you just need to increase your intensity, and then you can go every day. So obviously combine that with a diet, exercise, maybe some AOD 9604 if you want to burn fat, or maybe some MK677 if you want to get bigger. But yeah, everyone has different reasons. The best thing I would do is say make sure your diet is on point and your rest is on point. Then worry about how many times a week you work out. Fitness by Nick. Aromacin to testosterone cypionate dose weekly recommended. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a healthcare provider. But I know usually through HRT clinics, this isn't set in stone, they'll usually dose anywhere from, I've seen as low as 50 to as high as 200 milligrams of testosterone cypionate. That's per week. That's an HRT dosage. But again, that's going to go off of your blood work. So if your blood work shows you need that much, then they'll give you a little bit more. Now with aromasin is kind of like an anastrozole. It's an aromatase inhibitor. It's going to help with estrogen and does other things too. Here at Titan Medical, we usually do anastrozole. I know my script is anastrozole with testosterone cypionate. So, but again, that also is dependent per person. If your estrogen is really, really high, you might need more. If it's really, really low, you might not as much. And some people, believe it or not, don't need any at all, which is very rare, but it does happen sometimes. So again, your testosterone and your aromasin or anastrozole doses is specific to the individual based off of what their blood work says. So everyone's different. Just because I'm doing this much doesn't mean they could do this much. You always want to go off. That's why it's always imperative to go through a medical provider so you know exactly what you're doing and what's going on in your body. I'm not sure what that is. What's that? Sikio said the fruitarian diet. Was that like a fruit diet? I'm not sure what that means. Someone said fruitarian diet. I'm not sure what that is. 5A week. I'm not sure what that means. 5A week. 5 times a week. Okay, 5 times a week. 5 times a week is good. That we get a little bit of weekend break. Again, Charles Andrews, I can't address that question. It was funny though. I can't address it. Carmela Anthony, just like to maintain my muscles tone. Yes, so if you want to maintain your muscle tone, the first thing I would say is make sure you're eating the right foods. Everyone always like, yeah, I need to do cardio to get tone. Nah, you're going to get tone eating the right foods, not doing the right cardio. Taking some sodium out, taking some carbs out, eating stuff the right way, no processed foods. But if you want to be toned, the main thing is your diet first. I mean, just like I spoke last week, you could not even work out and change your diet and your body will change. Or you could go to the gym every single day and work out for 2 hours and eat McDonald's every day, and your body is not going to change. So food is definitely the most important thing, especially the older you get. The older I get, the cleaner I eat. So I just try to fight old age with eating clean so that way I could stay lean. I work out every other day. That's good. Are you AI? No, I'm not AI. Mike Santiago says testosterone cypionate 400 milligrams and primobolan 300 milligrams a week is a good cycle. 400 milligrams testosterone seems a little high. Again, through HRT, the highest I've seen is 200 milligrams, and that's dependent per person. And the primobolan, I don't think you really need at this point. I mean, primobolan is not something that could be prescribed, especially not here in the U.S. It's nothing that we prescribe. So, and again, with that dosage, there's other things you could take to get more benefits from it. So, stuff that we have that's similar to primobolan, I would probably say IGF-1. If you take some HRT dose hot IGF-1 through Titan Medical, actually, no, you do a HRT dose of testosterone cypionate through Titan Medical, which is about 100 to 200 milligrams, depending on the person. And then you would run some high-dose IGF. So if you're looking to get similar benefits or a similar look or feel that you would get from testosterone and primobolan, I would say testosterone and high-dose IGF-1. 10 miles a day, that's a lot. So that's not similar. Yes, it is similar. 53 male with test level. If you're a 53-year-old male with a test level of 1073, that's very good. He says, is that good? It's all natural. That's very good. That's literally the optimal range where we try to get you. So in other words, if you're, that's a range that we're trying to get you to. So if someone comes in, their test level is 300 for say, and then we need to get them optimal. We get them on HRT. Now their test level is 900, 900, maybe 1,000. That's optimal. So that's pretty good. 1,000 all natural, especially at that age. That's real good, actually. What advice would you give? What advice would Big Dru now give a 20-year-old Big Dru in regards to training intensity and recovery? Good question. If I could go back to my 20-year-old Big Dru, I didn't work out when I was 20. If I could go back to 20-year-old, probably the first thing I would say is compound movements. I would add compound movements probably 3 times a week. Squat, bench, deadlift, get those solidified first. I would make sure my food's on point. Clean calories. When I was younger, I used to do a lot of McDonald's and a lot of Ben and Jerry's, just anything I could eat with calories. I didn't care about the protein. I just look at the calories. So I would probably, going back now, I'd probably eat a lot better, cleaner. I still eat the same type of foods, but just better whole foods, non-processed. And last thing I would say was probably um, no trusting my body, not pushing through injuries. I've torn both biceps. I've messed up my shoulders. And I have that Ronnie Coleman mentality where I'll take a little bit of time off and I'll just go and deal with the pain. So luckily now here with Titan Medical, there's things like TB500, CJC 1295, stuff I could take to heal my joints. But going back then, it would be better diet, better recovery time, and more compound heavy movements. Let's see what else we got on here. Running miles and doing pull-ups. Someone's saying on here that that's not similar at all. Maybe not for you, but I've taken both. I've been doing this 20 years. I've taken both. And through both, when I don't care about what the paper says, I don't care about what your friend says, I don't care about what anybody says, except for the mirror and the scale. So when I've taken both products, I've noticed pretty much the same thing when I take high-dose IGF as I did with the other product that you mentioned. So in terms of what it says on paper scientifically, I don't care about any of that. I keep it real. I go off of my own judgment and what I've used. So I've used both, and that's the reason why I say that they are similar, and that's the reason why I say you could take high-dose IGF-1 with HRT and get a similar look, especially with only 300 milligrams of Primobolan. Chad says, you want to arm wrestle for a protein shake? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I'll go with some real protein, though. I'm not really a protein shake type of person. Dylan J said, could I get away with injecting NPP 2 times every 4 days with my TRT? Why would you be taking NPP, first of all? There's other things you could do. A lot of times people take NPP just for joint pain, so I mean that could be it too. But NPP, for people that don't know, is nandrolone phenylpropionate. It's basically like a fast-acting DECA, which is a nandrolone decanate. So if you ever heard the term DECA, NPP is a fast-acting DECA. It's nothing that we prescribe. It's nothing that, I don't know if any clinics are prescribing that right now. So I probably wouldn't recommend that. What I would recommend is it depends what you're trying to do. Why are you taking the MPP first and foremost? And again, your injection frequency is off with that too. So yeah, I would definitely recommend. Why are you taking the MPP? Is it to gain weight? Is it to help your joints? Is it to gain muscle? Once I get a better understanding as to why you're taking it, I can give you better stuff that we have that you could be taking. Seco said, camel milk from Walmart for a smoothie right now. I'm not sure what that means, but shout out to Naveen. Good afternoon. Any other questions? If you could scroll down real quick. Let me see if there's any questions on there. It's all of them for now. See if I have any on my live right here. OV Street Family says, where do you find shirts that aren't so tight on the arms? I don't know. There's plenty of shirts that aren't tight on the arm. This is an athletic fit. This is like a 2X, a 3X, but it's made to fit like a little tight. So, I mean, my arms are big, so it is what it is. But I understand what you're seeing, though. Sometimes I don't like the shirt to be all tight on my arms. So I usually wear a 3X, 4X, so that way it's like an oversized, so it's not so tight on my arms, but it is what it is. Bro, I was scrolling in Double Take, thought it was Kimbo Slice. Yes, everybody does. Hey, I should do a Kimbo Slice movie. Anybody out there thinks I should do a Kimbo Slice movie? Let's do it. I hear it almost every day, whether it's Kimbo Slice or C.D. Fletcher. You look like Kimbo, you look like C.T. almost every day. So, muscle building at 48 tips. Recovery, diet, very important. The older you get, the cleaner you need to get, the cleaner you need to eat. Something I just spoke about a little bit earlier. But yeah, if you're 48, you literally, the older you get, the more clean your diet has to be. Figure out foods that can digest. Figure out foods that don't give you heartburn and digestion. Figure out foods that aren't going to sit in your stomach for a while. Cut out as many foods that aggravate your body as you can. And keep it consistent. Eat the same food at the same time every day. Yeah, it gets boring, but when you look in the mirror and you see results, that's never going to be boring. I'm 66. I work out, but it seems like I get some pain in my shoulders and my back. Um, yeah, that could be a bunch of different things. It could be aches, pains. It could be injuries. Have you had it X-rayed? Have you had previous injuries before? If you're 66, stuff like TB 500, CJC 1295, those things will help with the joint pain. If it is joint related, it'll help repair the connective tissue, cartilage, and ligaments, and all that stuff. So I figure out where the pain's stemming from first. I mean, again, don't push through it. Don't, if it's something that is an injury, don't push through it. Get it checked out first. Don't just go to the gym and say, no pain, no gain, and work through it, because then it could cause more problems. So I would suggest get it looked at first. Once you figure out what it is, if they diagnose it as an injury or tweak or whatever, call back or tune back in, ask me again. I can tell you the stuff we have here at Titan that could help you fix the problem rather than just numb it up. One guy said he's on Cypionate. What can I take with it to cut up and lose fat? AOD 9604 right now is our therapy of the week. You got a special on it right now. So if you call 727-389-3220, ask for some AOD 9604. It's a fat burner. You could take that with your test. Or you could also take something like a ECA Plus, ECA Stack Plus. It's a fat burner as well. It also has caffeine in it, so it's going to give you a boost. So you could take that before you work out. And you could also take the ECA Plus with the AOD 9604 simultaneously with the test, and that will help you burn fat as well. And as always, eat clean, eat clean, eat clean. That's the number one way. I see people they spend thousands of dollars on all these products, and they eat like crap, when they'd be better off just eating healthy and taking like one ECA capsule a day. So what you got, 22, 23-inch arms? I'm not sure what they are right now. At one point, they were 23. I really don't know. I don't go off the scale or measurements anymore. I just go off the mirror. I used to measure my arms like 2-3 times a week. I used to step on the scale like 3, 4, 5 times a day. Every time I use the bathroom, I'm stepping on the scale. Now I try to stay away from the scale, stay away from the measurements, because as long as it looks good, that's all I care about. Drop your dosages, please. Dosages right now is 200 HRT, a lot of creatine, a lot of glutamine, a lot of food, a lot of Hercules potion. I take a lot of Hercules potion before I train. I actually take some before I go on the show too. So if you guys ever see my arms jacked up, chances are I got a little Hercules in there before the show, just to get a little pump for you guys. Got to keep it real. Trump want to know if you want a black president or a white president. Thoughts? To me, I don't care. I don't care if it's black, white, Asian, Latin. I don't care, as long as they're running the country right. I mean, I could literally care less if they're what color the president is. I'm not into all that color thing. So as long as they're holding it down, whether it's male, female, black, white, I could care less as long as they're holding it down. Same with bodybuilding, same with fitness. I don't care what color you are, as long as you're holding it down. So that doesn't mean anything to me. I mean, yeah, it was a great when Barack became president, it was kind of like a milestone, the first black president. So it was kind of like, yeah, it's a historic thing, and it's good and all that. But then again, I mean, whoever's running the country is running the country. To me, I'm never really been. I'm like a colorblind type person, like a real colorblind type person. So I could care less. Maybe we'll get a president with a big beard like this. That's what I want to see. Abraham Lincoln, I think, was like the only president that used to have like the sideburns. None of these presidents have facial hair. Did you ever see that? Someone named the last president they saw with facial hair. They don't have facial hair. So let's get a bald and bearded president in the White House and switch it up a little bit. Too much says creatine make you go bald. Absolutely not. My hair started going long before I started taking creatine. So. Yeah, and B on the Fritz is asking, what's Hercules Potion? Hercules Potion is pretty much one of my favorite things we have here at Titan Medical. It's an injectable amino. It's got citrulline, arginine, leucine. It has a bunch of aminos in it. It has glutamine as well. What you do is an injectable amino acid therapy. It's water-based. So you basically inject the muscle you're about to train, and then the pump is insane. So it helps with pumps, helps with masculinity. I was about to say masculinity. Helps with pumps, vascularity, stamina. It's good. You can be in the gym, have a pump for a long time. If you see any of my videos, you see me all veined out, chances are it's the Hercules potion. That stuff brings the veins, brings the pumps. Ladies, if you have a photo shoot, you can put a little in your glute, do a couple squats, get the booty pumped up. Guys, if you have a photo shoot, put some in your arms, your chest, a couple push-ups, keep you pumped up. It's not a steroid. It's not anabolic. It's not oil-based. So it's basically just aminos that you put directly into the muscle. There's no side effects. You don't have to worry about your heart. You don't have to worry about your kidney. You don't have to worry about, too much energy, too laziness. It's literally just a pump straight to the muscle. Slim Fit Nash, is milk a good source of calcium? Absolutely not. I would never recommend anybody to drink milk ever. There's plenty of things you could take with calcium. For me, you'd be better off taking some calcium tablets and drinking milk. Milk is not good at all. Milk is only good for babies. I don't know why people drink cow milk. We're not cows, so I don't understand the whole milk thing. Yes, there's protein. Yes, there's calcium, but there's plenty of things that are better that have that have calcium and have protein in them and don't have all that lactose and fat and all that stuff. So, yeah, not a fan of milk. Travis says, I am so tired from my daily workout routine. Switch it up. Switch up your routine. If you go to the gym, you always start with bench press and you end with flies. Now do flies and end with bench press, or take a day off, or, pull up someone else's workouts before you train. Everyone has their reasons how they get motivated. I used to sit in the car outside the gym and watch YouTube videos of, Ronnie Coleman and all that, while I'm getting all amped up, listening to music, getting ready to go in the gym. So figure out the reason why you used to be amped up and just go back to doing it. And again, switch it up. It gets real, especially if you train by yourself, it gets real routine, real boring. Like, I go to the gym, I got to start with the bench press, and I got to do this. And just switch stuff up, do stuff you don't like to do, make it hurt, and, it is what it is. Is creatine safe to use? Annabelle Gordon. Yes, very safe to use. Again, it's safe to use if you use it within moderation. Now, you don't want to be taking 30, 40 grams a day. But one scoop, which is usually 5 grams of creatine monohydrate a day, is completely fine for a man or a woman. I right now do about 15 grams a day. But again, 5 grams a day is fine. It's not going to make you gain weight. It's not going to make you gain water. I always hear people that are worried, I don't want to take creatine because I'm going to gain water. But then they go eat, water weight, but then they go eat a burger or some McDonald's. If your diet is not 100% on point, that little bit of water that you see from the creatine you're not going to see it at all. And again, the water I get from creatine is almost cellular. It goes into the muscle. I don't really notice it on my skin. Again, you guys can see I'm vascular pretty much all the time. My skin is thin, there's veins, and I take 15 grams of creatine a day. You can't pinch anything. There's just straight skin and no water underneath my skin. So 85% of human beings are allergic to dairy and don't even know it. Exactly. Like a lot of people, yes, a lot of people are lactose intolerant, and I don't even believe in the whole lactose this, lactose that, but yes, very, very true. A lot of people they don't realize it too. So a lot of people, they say, I can't drink milk because I'm lactose this, but then they'll have cheese, and they don't really realize. So it sounds kind of crazy, but if you really want to know what is lactose and what is not, you can just Google it, look it up, because some people, they really don't know which is lactose and not. Shout out to Dan Wheeler on here too. He also says milk is very high in estrogen. So again, your estrogen goes high, that's body fat, that's water retention, that's oily skin, that's mood swings. So, and again, if you're having milk in the U.S., who knows what they're doing to those cows, and then now you're drinking their milk. So if they're loading the cows up with all this stuff, then now you're drinking their milk, similar to eating overprocessed meat. People won't eat meat unless it's farm raised and all that, but then they'll just drink any regular milk. So unless your milk is raw milk straight from a cow, which I still wouldn't recommend, I'm just not a fan of milk. Alexa Pet Wilson says, can I complete my daily protein from 2 to 3 Sprouts meal in a day? No. If you're only eating Sprouts, if that's all you're eating, 2 to 3 just Sprouts, that's not even close to enough protein. And if you're a vegan or you don't eat meat, you can get some protein from some lentils or some beans or something like that. But 2 to 3 Sprouts meal is not even close. That should go on top of what you're eating in your meal. Shout out to Caprina from Canada as well too. Wheat fish milk. I've never heard of that. Never heard of wheat fish milk. Sounds disgusting. Never heard of it. Be on the fritz. I cut dairy. I cut dairy, gluten, and sugar. Was surprised at how much my body changed. Yeah, when you cut dairy out, that's huge. Like, especially people that's trying to lose weight or some ladies trying to tone up. If you cut your dairy and you lower your sodium, don't cut it all the way up, but lower it drastically. Dairy, sodium, and sugar, just those three, it's like almost guaranteed weight loss. And then if you go as far as to cut out your carbs, I mean, it's almost no excuse. Soy, tree nuts, eggs, peanuts, and shellfish. Absolutely not. I don't want soy anything. I don't have soy anything. Even edamame is like a vegetable, the little bean looking thing. That can raise your estrogen levels because it has high soy. So any males out there that are concerned with the estrogen levels, I would say stay away from soy, because soy is definitely going to raise your estrogen levels. And then once your estrogen levels are raised, you have a whole slew of other problems. I could do a whole show on elevated estrogen levels. No, we cannot help with that. Kiss Me Bliss is asking for something. No, we don't have that. That's an illegal legal performance enhancement drug that we do not carry or prescribe. It's actually illegal to prescribe that. What can you do for body acne from TRT? Good question. Body acne from TRT. Now, one of the things that that is going to increase your acne is if your estrogen is high. Like I just said, if your estrogen goes high, if your estrogen level goes up, then it's going to cause all these other problems. It could cause oily skin. Acne could be one of the side effects of oily skin. So I would first say if your estrogen is high, get your blood work done to make sure it is estrogen, not something else. Now, if your estrogen is high, you might need tamoxifen, you might need anastrozole. And then once your estrogen level is low or should be, or below or where it should be, once you get your blood work and now your estrogen is where it should be, you should see your skin start clearing out. If your skin clears out from estrogen being where it should be, you know, okay, it was because my estrogen is high. If your estrogen is in check and your skin is still breaking out, now you have to look at the foods you're intaking. A lot of times if you're intaking the wrong foods, that can make your body break out as well, because it's like it's hormonal, so you're all over the place. Kind of like if a woman's on her menstrual cycle, she may break out or this and that because her hormones are off. Men, we get the same issues if our hormones are off. So first thing I would say is make sure your estrogen is in check. Second thing I would say, make sure you're eating the right foods that aren't going to make you break out. And the last thing is, obvious things like using the right soap, taking showers. Don't let your hand hit the pad. When I work out, I always wear a hoodie. I don't like to show off. But another reason why I wear a hoodie is because if my arm's on the pad, my bare arm's touching a sweaty pad in the gym and I'm doing curls, when I go home, now it's like whoever's nastiness and germs is on there. That's why sometimes you'll see guys break out right here. It's almost from their touching stuff. So, I mean, it could be a lot of things. Or I see guys going in tanning beds, lay down tanning beds, and they're not wiping the bed down before when they get off, they wipe it down, but they don't wipe it down before they get on. So, I mean, there's a lot of different things. But main thing is just make sure estrogen's in check and, your food and not touching everything and all that stuff too. Witch hazel works great for acne too. I used to get acne real bad when I was younger. To get some witch hazel, just get a spray bottle. As soon as you get out the shower with the witch hazel, because it's not alcohol, it's not going to burn. Just take the witch hazel and just kind of mist it all over your body. You can put it on your head after you shave, face after you shave. It doesn't burn. It'll keep your pores clean. That helps a lot too. I use witch hazel every day on my head after I shave. And as soon as I get out the shower, I have a spray bottle. I put it on. Once it's dry, then I'll put the lotion on. But that helped a lot because I used to have real bad acne, Zelly, my son at 22 can bench 225 30 times, but he plays college football. That's pretty good. That's good. 30 times 220. 30 times 220. Those are NFL combine type numbers. Those are linebacker combine type numbers. That's very good, especially at 22. That's pretty crazy. I think the most I got 225 was. I think I got 60 one time in the gym, but I did a video a couple years back. You guys can find it on YouTube. I think I did. It was at the end of the LA Fit Expo a few years back, and I did like 54, 55, but I was pretty spent. I mean, it was like no excuses for me, but it was like all day at the expo. Then let's go walk over here and see how much we could bench. But I'm anxious to see how much I get on a fresh day. Shout out to my boy Kong right now. He's like the 225 bench king right now. I know he's getting like 70 or 80 or something crazy. But yeah, 225 for reps is like one of my favorite lifts. I actually like that better than benching like 500. I like high rep stuff. I like the pump. I like the way it feels. I like the high rep stuff. Any other questions related to Titan stuff? Any Titan stuff? I am muscular and lean, but I'm skinny. What do you recommend to gain muscle? Perfect. MK677. Now, if you're muscular, you're lean, and you're skinny, you literally have like the perfect body to gain muscle. All the bodybuilders I know that do the best are usually guys like that. They're skinny, they're lean. So when they put the weight on, it just stays lean. They have crazy shape. So, but if you want to gain weight, I would say MK677. It's a capsule. You don't have to inject yourself. Take one capsule a day, and you're going to eat everything in the house, and you're going to gain weight fast. Like I've said time and time again, every single time I take MK677, I gain 10 pounds in 2 weeks. I don't know if it's water. I don't know what it is, but I know the scale moves 10 pounds in 2 weeks. Just for the amount of food I'm eating, it's insane. So MK677, if you're old enough, combine that with some TRT, you'll definitely gain some weight. And just pound the food. Clean food, too. No processed garbage. No, we're not in Houston. Wade Aaron is asking if we're in Houston. No, we're in, he is defense line. No, we're Tampa, Florida. Tampa, Florida. Thoughts about EQ and dosing? Equipoise, otherwise known as Boldenon, is a veterinary steroid. It's not even intended for humans. It's intended for dogs and horses. So obviously I wouldn't recommend any type of dosing with that. Side effects from MK677 will be you're going to eat everything you could possibly think of. So if you have trouble with cravings or certain things like that, I would definitely recommend if you have cravings to make sure you keep the right food in your house because you're going to be eating all day long is one of the side effects. Another thing, too, is it can make people sleepy. I didn't really get it so much. Some people don't get it. So if you're having trouble sleeping at night, take it before you go to bed, and that way you don't have to worry about overeating as well. So if you have a problem, if you have a hard time eating enough food, I would say take it in the morning, that way you're eating throughout the day. Flip side, if you're eating too much, just take it before you go to bed. How to boost testosterone? To boost it, do you mean through HRT or you mean naturally? Because naturally it's really hard to boost testosterone. I mean, there's Tribulus and stuff like that. Next step up, you could do enclomiphene here through Titan Medical. It's a capsule. And then the highest, the best, the most effective way would be injectable testosterone through HRT, which is usually testosterone cypionate or something like that. So, yes. Easiest way to boost testosterone. Another thing is, too, is get your testosterone, get your blood work done first to see if you even need testosterone. It could be other signs, too. So get your blood work done. If your testosterone's low, then we can make the adjustment and hopefully get you on HRT and get you back to where you should be. Rad 140 got me swole before TRT. Would you stack both? No, I wouldn't stack Rad 140 with TRT. I've never taken Rad 140. I know about it. I've done research on it. I've never taken it. I would rather go MK677 with TRT because it does similar things that Rad 140 does. It's a capsule. And the side effects are less. So, yeah, I would say MK677 over Red 40. Ronnie Tager says, banana shake daily, good to consume. Banana shakes are good. It's good, clean carbs. Banana has, I believe, like 20 to 25 grams of carbs. But another thing with a banana, it also has about 20 grams of sugar. And there's not really any protein in the banana. So it's good to add protein to your shake if you already have, it's good to add a banana to your shake if you already have protein in your shake. But if you don't have protein in your shake, you're just literally just eating some carbs and some fruit. So I would recommend maybe 2 cups of egg whites with some oatmeal and then put the bananas in there, or maybe some bananas in there with some good clean protein powder and water. So bananas are good, but you definitely want to put more to that because it's not a shake. It's just, it's good to add to your daily shake, but don't only have bananas. You need protein in there. Okay, Chino Ali said he's on 200 milligrams test cypionate a week, and IDG 4033 and MK67 MK677. Anything he could add, anything I could add to my bulk. Let me see. You're on test. MK. I would say through Titan Medical, what you could do with that is, I mean, if anytime you take Hercules Potion, it's going to help you have a better workout. So in terms of bulking, you want to get some good workouts in. A lot of times people bulk and they eat so much and they don't really work out that hard. They're like bulking. And you got to realize you need to be working out in order for that bulk to be bulk and not fat. So Hercules Potion. Another thing too is you could also switch out the MK677 for IGF-1 LR3. You don't want to take both at the same time because it's going to be too much of an increase. But it's also a different option you could do. So again, MK is good because it helps you eat. I mean, it seems like you're doing it the right way. That's a nice little stack you got going on right there. But obviously food. I mean, food is where it's at. You can't just take supplements and you can't just take peptides, and you got to have food. High dose omega-3 when bodybuilders are cycling. I've never really been a fan of high dose omega. I mean, I just take them as they are. It's kind of like a vitamin type thing. You don't really need to blast it. Ambroso is saying the best thing for starters. I would say the best thing for starters would be HRT, because if you've never taken anything from before, you want to get your blood work done just to see where you're at. So I would. Ambrose is saying he's saying the best steroid for starters. I mean, testosterone is not really. I mean, it's anabolic, but it's not really. It's in your body already. So I would say the best thing that he could do if he's just starting out is to get his blood work done. Call the office. We're going to go over your blood work with you once we get the results. We're going to see if you're low on testosterone. If you are, you'll take it testosterone. And it's best to start it the right way. Someone earlier in the show asked me what I would do better when I was 20. I'd probably get my blood work done and do everything regulated through my blood work from the beginning. So if he's just starting out, it's perfect. A lot of guys wait till they're 30, 40, 50 to get their blood work done. And now they realize all the damage they did for the past 15, 20 years taking stuff. So get your blood work done, and we'll see where you're at. It'll definitely be the easiest way to start out with some basic HRT or TRT. Yeah, some of these questions are people asking, like how expensive certain stuff is. I mean, it depends what you're taking, depends how long you're taking, depends on the dosage you're taking. Running 400 milligrams a week, just got off CJC with Dak. I eat 3 pounds of chicken a day, and he's not growing. How much do you weigh? Be on the Fritz just said he's running some SIP, CJC, Dak, 3 pounds of chicken a day, he's not growing. So 3 pounds of chicken is that's 48 ounces a day. So 48 ounces, if you're doing 6 meals a day, that's each meal is 8 ounces. So it seems like you're getting in good protein. But again, how much do you weigh? If you weigh what I weigh, that's not going to work. You're gonna have to eat more. Slapstick said the chicken and broccoli is paying off. I hate chicken, I hate broccoli, but if it works for you, go right ahead. I'm more of a steak guy, and I don't really do vegetables. I drink like a green mix every day. I don't really do vegetables. I can't stand vegetables. So I know it's bad. I know I should be eating them, but I'd rather just drink them down and get them over with. No, we do not work with insurance companies. We don't take insurance here at Titan. Kick says, have you dealt with high iron or hemocrat? If so, how often do you give blood? I give blood. It's good to give blood about maybe twice a year, once or twice a year. If you have to, don't get into the habit of just getting high hemo and high blood pressure and just dumping blood all the time. It's not good to just keep dumping. You want to actually fix the problem, not just get rid of blood. But you could get rid of blood 1 or 2 times a year. Yes, definitely steak for the win. Steak always for the win. Asparagus. It looks like it says asparagus. Asparagus. Let's see. You're welcome. Steak man. Yeah, you gotta love the steak. Steak's where it's at. Tom Dollarhide, I go through half gallon of jalapenos every 2 weeks. Those are my green veggies. Yeah. Hey, whatever works. I don't like I've never liked veggies, like ever. Like, I mean, when I prep, I'll do a little bit of cucumbers with my fish just because it's not so dry, but it's not even like, I'd rather just blend up my spinach and my kale in a blender first thing in the morning and just chug a big thing. Or, get some quality green powder and just drink a couple green, like literally just chug down 2 green glasses of whatever a day just to get it out the way. Appreciate you, test account. Who you got for open this year? Open? I don't know. I like Andrew. I like Andrew Jack just because he's taller. I'm a taller person too, so he's about my height, my weight, a little bit heavier than me right now. But yeah, I like Andrew Jack. I like the way his body looks like, his structure. He's got great abs, everything. But in terms of who I think is going to win, if everybody comes 100%, that's tough. That's tough. I mean, Derek looks great. He trains at my gym. I see Derek a lot. He looks crazy. But I think it's a matter of who's off. I feel like there's going to be 2 or 3 people that are off, and that's going to leave it up. So it's just a matter of who comes. I think whoever wins, like it could be Samson, it could be Andrew, it could be Hadi, it could be Derek. But I think that out of those people, I think that if everybody is on point, 100%, I don't know. It's so tough. It's tough. I'm not even going to say. Yeah, Andrew gained 22 pounds since last year. 22 pounds stage weight, too, so that's a lot. I think he's like close to 300 now, so that's very big. Biggest I've ever been on stage, I think, was like 273 or 4-ish, maybe 275-ish. So, I mean, he's getting up there. I think he's about an inch shorter than me, too, so yeah. I just want to see an Olympia win that's not so short. I mean, I want to see a taller guy win. Bodybuilding's a short guy sport. I think the average height of the Mr. Olympia is like 5'7" or 5'8". I think it's like 5'7" the average height. So, I mean, I want to see a lot of taller guys get into it. 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" guys get into it. But, yeah. J.C. Butler said, I remember when you used to come to a Gold's Gym in Lakeland. Whoa, I haven't been to that. Shout out to Gold's Gym in Lakeland. Not here in Tampa, Gold's Gym in Lakeland. Shout out to Gold's Gym Lakeland. Yeah, I used to go to that gym over there. I used to like that gym. I haven't been over there forever. That was way back. That was way back. Johnny Ray said he thought CT Fletcher got better and he clicked and it's not him. No, I'm not CT Fletcher. I'm not Kimbo Slice. I'm Big Dru. Chino Ali says, what's better for bulk? Can I take them together? MK677 or Rad 140? I wouldn't recommend taking them together. I would just take the MK677. It's going to make you eat like crazy, so you're going to be getting the calories in, and it's going to help you rest a little bit better too. So when you rest and eat more, you definitely grow. Any other questions? I'm on SIP via my doctor, but it only got me to 500 test results. That seems off. We have somebody on here that says they're taking testosterone and cypionate through a doctor, but they're only at the 500 test level. Now, again, optimal test levels for a male should be about 850 to 950. So he's only about halfway to where he's supposed to be. And he's going through a doctor. Now, how long have you been taking the testosterone and cypionate? And when have you got your bloods? Because that doesn't seem right. And how much testosterone a week are they giving you? If they're giving you 50 milligrams, you might need 100 or whoever. I mean, I'm not a doctor, so don't go off what I say. I'm just saying your milligrams, you might need more. You got to figure out a way. Yeah, CB on the Fritz says 400 milligrams, put him over 1,000, which is normal, because that's double an HRT dose. So got about 5 minutes left, so get your questions ready. We're wrapping stuff up. Yeah, how can you get to beast mode? You can call 727-389-3220. So I just watched Dru's live show, and he told me to ask you how I can get to beast mode. And one of the girls is going to take you through. They know exactly what beast mode means, and they know exactly what beast mode's all about. So you just get on the phone with them, talk a little bit. They can figure out where you're at, get your bloods going, and we will get you to beast mode. Bear is asking, how much time before a workout can you take the Hercules potion, and how much before you take your workout? It varies. You could take it 10 minutes before. You could take it 20 minutes before. But again, it varies. One thing you could do is only use it for days where you're gonna go crazy. So in other words, like for me, I'll use Hercules, say in my triceps, because I know I'm gonna go crazy. So I'll put 2 on each tricep. I'll put 2 on this tricep, 2 on that tricep. Then the next day I may not take any. Then the next day I may not take any. And the next day I may say, okay, I'm gonna do biceps. I may put 1 in each bicep. So I would say the bottles are 30 mL. So if you get 1 bottle a month, that's 30 shots a month. So you got to time out those shots when you want to use them. You could do 2 in one side. You could do both. It's systematic. You could get 3 bottles and take 3 mLs every day. But for the most part, just figure out the body parts you need it the most, where you're going to benefit the most, and just use it on those days. Or if you could afford it, you can just buy more and you could use it every day in every body part if you really wanted to. Hello, my brother. It was like the Black Hawk Hogan. I take I'm not sure what that means. I've been taking SIP 3 months, 20 milligrams. It only gives me 500. Yes, you need to get that double checked again. Are you natural? HRT. Wish I was at the Olympia this year. Haven't missed it in years. Yeah, me neither. This is the first Olympia I've missed in a long time. But that's pretty much it for today. I got to wrap stuff up. It's been almost an hour. Thank you for all the questions. I had a good show today. I love when you guys ask questions. Yeah, real quick, Mike Stabilize says, how long can you cruise for? If you're on HRT, you don't need to cruise. You could just stay at a dose. So get on HRT. You could do like 1 shot a week of whatever your medical provider provides you, and you could just cruise at HRT. So that way you could be monitored while you're cruising. This is Big Dru. This is Titan Medical Center. This is Titan Lifestyle. I do this every week at 2 p.m. You can check me out on YouTube. Make sure you hit the bell so you're notified of videos like this. I have a podcast. Check me out on TikTok, Instagram, and also Facebook. Have a safe week. I'll see you next week.